So traditionally the routing can be divided into two spaces. One is distance vector, another is link state. And we saw in the last class that link state, if we use as it is, it's not optimized because of the challenges in the mobile network. All the nodes are mobile. So that's why we introduced a new routing called OLSR, and it does not require any reliable transfer. So even if there are packet drops, it can deal with it. It does not need in-order delivery. So the routing protocol is built in with some sequence number, so that if the packets are out of order, they can be reorganized. And it uses hop-by-hop routing. So then we get into little mathematical things. So to simplify a network, we will assume that every node has a unique ID. So every computer in the network will have a unique ID. And depending upon its wireless range, we will see whether two nodes can talk to each other. So for example, if 1 and 4 can talk to each other, they can ping each other, then we will draw a link. Right? So 1 and 4 can ping each other directly, so there is a link. Similarly 1 and 2. But 1 and 3 cannot directly reach each other. It is out of range for them. So there is no link here. So once we construct this is a planar graph. Okay. Now we want to find out any node should be able to talk to any other node. So for example, 1 should be able to talk to 7. And how do we construct the routing? So we define a concept called multi-point relays. So can anybody in simple, after reading this, tell me from last class, what is a multi-point relay? If you remember, you can read it, take your time and tell me in simple words what is a multi-point relay. Transmit the information about their neighbors to everywhere. Right? So everybody is sending, there are too many messages, and if there are redundant links, then it gets multiplied. So in this routing, we identify, as we are saying, a subset of nodes. Only few nodes, and we call them multi-point relays because they have more responsibility. They are given responsibility of transmitting information about their neighbors. Okay. So, for example, MRP of n is one unique ID. MRP of n is a set, and that contains all the nodes which n has selected to transmit its information. So, MRP of 4, if you look at this specific case, MRP of 4 is 3 and 6. So, what does that mean? MRP of 4 is 3 and 6. What does that mean for 4, 3 and 6? About 4. So whatever 4 is connected to, 3 and 6 can send this information. 1 and 5, even though they are directly connected to 4, they will not transmit anything. Right? So even if they know that 4 is connected to these 4 nodes, 1 and 5 will not talk anything about 4. Only 3 and 6 are going to talk about. Okay.
So, but how do we decide this?
Yes, we'll come to that. We'll come to that how to decide this set.
Now, in this figure, we have only 2 NPRs.
So we have NPR of 4 are 2 nodes.
Multi-point relay are basically 2 nodes in this figure.
Yes, but multi-point relay of 4 are 2 nodes. Right? So for every node, we will find NPR. So that's why we said last time. For all the nodes I, ranging from 1 to let's say n, we will find NPR of R. Right? So every node we identify, and each one of this set will have one element, two elements, three elements. We'll see how to do that. Okay, so MPR of n is selected such that, but this is the definition, that all two hop neighbors of n are covered by one hop of MPR of n. Now, this is a little convoluted definition. So read it and let's take some time, and then I will try to explain. If you understand this, just explain it to me, what this means. So this is what is coming to his question. How do we select MPR of any node? You can tell me in simple English, intuitively, in simple English, what does it mean?
Require two hops to cover this, so you require a MPR of n in between, so that
okay. So it is close but not yet complete. So let me help you with this. What is covered by means, right? So when we see a definition, let's understand meaning of everything one at a time. So what is covered by? Typically, what do you, when somebody says covered by in graph terms, what is covered by? Reachable. Right? So let's use a simple word, reachable. So it is directly reachable, right? Because we don't have multi-hop routing. So what we are saying is, it's all the nodes of, some nodes of the set which are covering one hop of 4. So first, okay, so we know reachable by. Now what is two hop neighbors of n? So let's take a specific example. So, which are two hop neighbors of n?
2 and 6.
So, this is two hop neighbor.
7.
This is two hop neighbor.
But in this, we need to consider specifically for
Shortest
path.
No. There is no shortest path.
So,
Only it should go. So, what they say is 3.
otherwise, you can take 5 and 3 of both and be considered if you go other way around.
Right. So, the way we define is two hops is anything that is not one hop at all. Okay. So 2 is 1 and 7, right? So these are two hop neighbors. Now these are reachable by one hop neighbors of whatever set we are going to find out. Okay? So we should be able to reach this node by one hop, in one hop. So which are those nodes with which we can reach them in one hop?
1 and 3.
You can take 1 and, so 1 or 3, not add, because what will happen is, so let's just select all these, 1, 3, 6, right? These are the only 3 nodes which can reach 2 and 7 in one hop, right? So now this is MPR of n. It's not an optimal, but this is MPR of n. So let's take a movement. We'll go through it one more time. Okay? So the definition says, first of all, find out all the two hop neighbors of n. So which are 2 and 7 in our case. So we selected 2 and 7. And now we have to find out all the one hops from this such that we are connected by one hop. So 6 is connected to 7, 1 is connected to 2, 3 is connected to 2. So 1, 3 and 6. This is MPR of n. Now what we want is optimal. So what is optimal? Optimal set, typically what could it mean?
Minimum set.
Minimum. Right, so we don't want many. The whole objective of this exercise is to reduce the number of nodes in MPR, because those will be sending messages. So if you want to minimize this set, which one can you eliminate? Can you eliminate 6? Right? If you eliminate 6, you don't hit 7. Right? And that means it's not MPR. Right? So you have to have 6 here. Okay? Can you eliminate 3? Yes, you can eliminate 3. Right? Because then still 1 is there to cover 2. Right? So 1 and 6 is optimal MPRN, or 3 and 6. Right? So there are two possibilities. for MPR of 4, 1 and 6 and 3 and 6, right? So there are 2 ones. Is there another optimal? Both of them are optimal and you can choose any one. Okay? So at this point, we define what MPR of every node is, and these are special relay nodes. Any questions about this?
So this has to be done for all the nodes in the network.
This will be done for all the nodes.
But if the nodes are mobile, then you have to do again and again.
Again and again. Right. So once the network is started, so at any instant in time, you can assume that everybody is started, right? For a microsecond. Do this calculation, and we'll see what happens after this. This is not the routing. We still haven't done the routing. You find out routing tables, and then if changes, you have to do this again.
And it is done at which layer of the nodes?
So yeah, so which layer do you think would be used? Where can you do it? So again you can do the elimination game. Can you do it at layer 4? Can you do it at layer 3? 2, 1? Right. So what is the least information you need to have? How many neighbors? So where do you have this information about neighbors? Of course, so if you go above, you always have this information about neighbors, right? So you have to come down. It's not the other way around, right? So layer 3, layer 4, everybody can easily get this information. What is the minimum layer? Can you do it at layer 2? What do you know at layer 2? What is the address that is used at layer 2? MAC address. Right? So MAC address, you know the MAC address of your own machine, you can know the MAC address of your neighbor because you can hear their messages. Okay? Can you do it at layer 1? You can, right? How do you do it? Or you cannot?
We cannot.
You cannot. Why?
So in layer, physical layer, we have unintelligent routing kind of thing. We don't know anything about in the neighborhood. Everything is information is below that layer.
Right. So what happens is that this layer there is not even reliability. Right? So even if you hear your neighbors, there is no guaranteed way to tell, okay, there is a neighbor. You could hear something in between something, right? So all the signal strength and everything happens here, and you get this information at layer 2. So this will be done at layer 2. Right? And that is obvious. Now it all comes together. Obviously, if you want to do routing, you have to take information from layer 2 and then do something at layer 3. Right? Any more questions on this, or is this definition? So every node will have its own MPR set, which it identifies such that it covers its 2-hop neighborhood, right? And then it tries to optimize it. So if there are 3, it tries to make it to 2, 1 as low as possible, right? And once you do that, we will now see in the next slide what happens. Is it? Okay, so we'll come to that. Let's see this and then I think we'll get the answer. So we define MPR of some node. Now what we are going to define is the complement of this. Okay, we'll see. The multi-point relay selector set of N. So now we are calling it MS of N. Is the set of nodes that choose node N to be there in their multi-point relay set. So let's read this definition. Can anybody tell me what this definition is saying?
Which are the control points which we are choosing, as in they would be selecting the nodes of information whom they would be transferring.
So that was MPR.
It is kind of that first we choose the central links and then central link decide that from which node they would take the information and forward those information. First we find the central points through which all the information will be forwarded,
right.
And those central points will then find that from which node they want to take the information
Yes,
to forward.
that's right. So what it is saying is, if you look at this case again, MPR of 4 is 3 and 6. Right? So just from the last slide, MPR of 4 is 3 and 6. Okay? So this is, every node has its own MPR. Right? So MPR of 4, MPR of 1, MPR of 2, let's assume. Then what we are saying is MS. It's the multi-point relay selector set of node n is the set of nodes that chose node n in their multi-point. So if you want to find out MS of 3, who chose 3 to be its MPR? This is the question. Which node chose node 3 to be its MPR? Right. Similarly, of 6, we'll also have 4 in it. Right? And many more nodes can select 3 as its MPR. Right? But so this is MS. So now we are looking from the other side of the coin. Right? So this is all the nodes. So you just find out MS of 3. Which are the nodes 3 is going to represent? Which are the nodes 6 is going to represent? Right? So can MPR of a node A be an empty set? Is it possible or not? Mathematically. No. That's right. Why not no?
Because A will have some neighbors.
Some neighbors. And of course, we are assuming that the network is not just one node. Correct? In that case, MPR of every node will have somebody and it cannot be. Now, second question. Can MS of a node A be an empty set? Yes. Why?
If
Nobody chooses A to be its relay, then this will be an empty set. Right? So this covers everything. Okay, so if you understand this, then you must have understood this definition. So any questions? I can take time here. Don't have to rush through this. Any questions about this? So now the routing protocol, how it happens. Only links n m for all n such that n belongs to MS of m will be advertised in control messages. So let's read, if you read this, take time and try to understand this, and then I will help you understand. I want you to understand this first, and then I can explain. What is it saying? So a hint is, if you want to simplify this definition, don't look at this part first. Don't look at this part first. Try to just simply look at this part, the rest of the thing. And then if you understand this, just add this to what you have understood. Central node in this definition. There is a node which around which the whole definition is revolving. M. Right? So you focus on M first. You select one M and then the whole definition will evolve. What it is saying is, so first of all, anybody is understood, so you can raise your hand. I'm not going to ask you, I will explain. Just raise your hand if you have understood this. So you just select one node M, and now what happens is N belongs to MS of M. Now you find out node N, which is in the same MS of N. What does that mean for node N to be in the MS of N?
MPR of M into
MPR of N.
M,
right? So this node, M node, has selected M to be its relay, 24. Okay. So M has given some responsibility, N has given responsibility to N. Okay. So now we know M, we have found out M. Okay. Now for all M, we just go through the whole set of MS of N. Right? So all the nodes who have selected M as its relay. And only links NM will be advertised in the control message. So what M is going to do is, it will find out all these links such that N belongs to MS of M. Right? So if somebody, a node has given a responsibility to node M to advertise, it will only advertise for those who have selected M. Okay. Is this clear, or I can go it through this one more time? Which part? Right. So let's do one thing. Let's divide this. So typically what happens in all these set definitions, explain the whole thing. Right. So these set definitions, they are built on top of this terms, for all, such that, only, and this. Right. So the way to read any of these definitions is to divide them into multiple parts. Right. So just like in mathematics, you have parentheses. Right. And you grow this parenthesis. The innermost parenthesis is something that you evaluate first, and then you go to outer, and then you go to outer, and so on. Okay? So it's like onion. Now first we see M. M is the central point in this definition. Now you take any M. Okay, first just take any M. N belongs to MS of N. That means, what does that mean?
N can be a multi-relay selector.
We haven't defined multi-relay selector.
I think MS of 3 represents the nodes which can be the multi-relay selectors.
Right. So what does it mean for N and M? What is the relation between N and M?
M belongs
Find
to
N for
NCR.
which M is in this MSR's NPR.
NPR set. So N has N of NPR. NPR of N contains maybe multiple, but there is for sure there is N. Okay. So this is part, right? So N has selected M to be its relay. Okay. So this part is here. N belongs to N. Now we do it for all N. That means you do it for every node. Right? And what is only links N and M will be there. So that what the question was, only links N and M. So if somebody has not selected you M to be its relay, you won't advertise for that node. So if P, NPR of P does not contain M. Okay? There are multiple cases, but for sure there is M is not there. Now M is not going to advertise P dash N. So M will never say P dash N. Even if it is connected, even if in the network this is the case, P is directly connected to M. Just because P hasn't selected M to be its relay, it will never advertise this. It will only advertise this case. Because N has selected M to be its relay. Okay. If you look at this, then it will be clear. Any questions? You can still ask questions, you can take time. After that, it's all simple. Like, this was the hard part. The rest is then this handshake.
But in this case also like packet can move through D also to each M, right? Why is it not advertising?
So we'll see that. We'll see that why it is not advertising, but now just as the way we are explaining this technique, it's just that this will not be advertised. Okay? You just advertise this.
When N belongs to MS of N, wouldn't there be always be the case that M and M are connected? Why
Yes,
is
yes.
that
So
statement?
as I was saying here, they are connected.
So why is that statement that only links N and
Right. So if N has selected M to be its MPR, then only you talk about NM, this relation.
that is covered in, because N belongs to the set MS of M, right? That
Right.
N selected and to make NPR. Why is the statement N and M are only links N and M? can there be a case where n belongs to ms of n and m are not? That's not
possible.
No, no,
Key
no.
point selector use इसलिए होता है कि हमें bypass करना है. We are not directly connected with two nodes.
So I understand your question. Let me answer. This is obviously connected. N and M will be connected. Now the question is whether to advertise this in the control message or not. They are connected for sure. That's what you're saying. They will be connected. But whether to talk about this or hide this information, that is the question. So what happens is this is a network, right? At least. N and M are connected. Now M wants to talk about this. M will talk about this only if this holds. M will never talk about that P is also connected to me directly. It will never talk about it. So what's going to happen in the network is you send this information, you will never know that this link exists in the network. Actually it exists, but you suppress this. And if you remember very earlier talked about there are some redundant links. What does that mean is the shortest route you can easily get, and there are another way of getting also, but you just don't need to talk about it because anyway the shortest route is this. The shortest path will be going through this. This link is not adding any information or redundant, it's just redundant. Right? So that is the idea of OLSR protocol. You do not talk about the whole network. Even if there are some links, you hide this information, and the advantage of this is number of control messages are reduced. Is this understood? So there will be questions about this in the paper, in the final exam. Okay. If you have understood it clearly, then it will be easy for you to answer. Otherwise, you will just get mixed with the diagram and definitions. I will not ask definitions for sure. You see, you need to understand the definition. Once you understand it, then you can answer the questions. Now the protocol. All we did right now, before this it's all mathematics, the graph algorithm. Now in the network, you have to exchange some information and all of that will fall into a protocol. What is a protocol? So we define something called a hello message. Each node uses hello messages to determine its MPRs. Like you don't just know which nodes are your neighbors and so on in MPR. So basically you say hello, hello, hello to everybody in your neighborhood and find out who you are connected to, and then you can form an MPR. Right? So hello will give you all the neighbors, and then once you have this neighbor, you can then find out which node I should select so that I cover all the 2 hops. Right? So neighbors of 4 is 1, 3, 5 and 6 because everybody is saying hello, hello, so 4 will learn about this. Then using the neighbor list received in the hello message, nodes can determine their 2 hops. How do they get 2 hops? Can you think about?
Sir, can you go to
Previous slide, right.
What is third point? Hello messages are not provided.
So, okay, so I should go slowly. So, hello message just say hello, I am 4. This will say hello, I am 1. Hello, I am 3. Okay. If they are within coverage of each other, they will hear each other's hello. So this way you will learn that 4 is connected. So 4 will learn that I am connected to 1. I can hear hello, 1 from hello. I can hear hello from 3. I can hear from 5. I can hear from 6. So 4 will say my neighbors are 1, 3, 5, 6. Because it's not hearing 2. And the reason is hello messages are not forwarded. That means if 3 says hello, it will get. If 2 says hello, 3 will not forward it to 4. Okay. So hello messages are only meant for your road, and your neighbors will, direct neighbors will only hear it. 2 hop neighbors will not hear it. Right? So at the end of this protocol, neighborhood of 4 is 1, 3, 5, 6. Okay. How does 4 know about its 2 hop? Remember, if you know the definition of MPR of N, we talk about something which is 2 hops. How does now 4 know that I am 2 hop from?
They query all its neighbors and find out their neighbors.
No. So let's just assume this is the protocol. After this, how will they learn? We don't want to introduce new messages. I just have hello message, which is as simple as this. Can you learn about 2?
We add something called via message.
Let's see this. So what you do is, you send this neighbor list, right? So if you can send this neighbor list now, in the previous message, if 4 says my neighbors are this, and it will send this in the message, hello message. Now, first hello message is just I am 4. Next time it hears everything, it will say I am 4 and my neighbors are 1, 3, 5, 6. Okay? Now can 2 learn about 4 and can 4 learn about 2? How? So what will be hello message of 3 at the end of the round? What will what is neighborhood of 3? 2, 4 and 5. Right? And this it will include in its own hello message. So when it says hello, it will include this. Now, can 4 learn about 2?
Yes.
Yes. Because it sees in the neighborhood of 3 there is a node called 2, and I don't hear its hello message directly. That means for sure I am not directly connected to 2, but 3 is. And since 3 is 1 hop from me, 2 is 2 hop from me. How would 4 know that 3 has sent its message? It says in 3's message or 4's message? 3's message. Right. So what happens is 2 say hello in the first time. Right. So 3 will hear 2's hello. So 3 knows that I am directly connected to 2. So it will say 2 is in my neighborhood. Okay. Next time when 3 says hello, it says I am 3 and my neighbors are 2, 4, 5. So this message is directly communicated to this one, right? Because they are directly talking to each other. Right? And 4 now sees this is my neighborhood, 2 does not belong. Right? So 2 does not belong to this set. That means 2 is 2 hops away from. Right? So this is how every node can now know it's 1 hop and it's 2 hop. And this is all you need for NPR. Right? Now 4 can go back and do the homework of finding NPR of 2. Because it's all local receiving. He will now select out of this. So he knows this entire network now. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 and so on, right? And that could be bigger network. I'm just showing you part of it. And now 4 just needs to select the same exercise we did before, NPR of 4. And he says, okay, I select 3 and 6. It could have selected other one also, right? 1 and 6. But it selected 3 and 6. So this is how optimality is achieved. The question that you are asking. How every node selects its NPR. So every node has its NPR and now the protocol will follow. Right. So we have gone through this. I just explained you all this. Neighbors and then NPR and so on. Right? Then once you have an optimal or near optimal NPR, you just put a sequence number to that because it's all mobile, right? So what we do is we put a sequence number so that you can see always what is the latest NPR. And then this is, so once you calculate the NPR, subsequent hello messages also include neighbors that are in the node's NPR set. Right? So first your hello message was just your role ID, 222 or 444. Then you include your neighbors in that same message. Then you include your NPR. Right? So your hello message is going bigger and bigger. Right? So it says 4, neighborhood of 4 of this, NPR of this. Now what is the goal of this message? Can you
to signify that to notify 3 and 6
3
that
and
I am
6.
using.
Right? Because 3 and 6 by definition will be directly connected to 4. That is our definition of MPR. And now 3 and 6 are aware of the fact that they are chosen as relays. Right? So at the end of this, 3 and 6 knows that I am selected by 4 to be its MPR. So they can calculate the MS. The same definition. So everybody can now calculate MS.
So can there be a situation that 3 and 6 can negate that we would not like to become the MPR?
No, so right now we are assuming everybody is very kind. So that will happen. These are security attacks. Some will decide, okay, I don't want to, and what to do with that. Right? So that will be a question, but for now in our system it's not the question. So this is what MS, everybody knows it's MS. Yes?
And like say there were some securities who also like 6 number immediately reading from this from node 6 and all the information and that is very flexible password.
Right. So all the security attacks we just for now ignore. We just put them in the cupboard and forget about them. There are lots of security attacks. Now after this thing we don't have routing table. Our final goal is the routing table. So what does every node do? Nodes send topology information in a message called TC message, topology control message. It says list of advertised neighbors and sequence number. A node, so this is easy. List of advertised neighbors, sequence number. A node generates TC message only for those neighbors in its MS set. So remember, if we say only those link N and M will be advertised, right? So that is what? It's only MPR nodes generate TC message. What does it mean? Only relay nodes will generate this message. And not all the links are advertised. So for example, this link will never be advertised. So nobody will know other than PLN that this link exists in the network. And this message node processes all received TC messages and forwards only TC messages if the sender is in MS set. This is the last complexity. So this hello messages, remember, they are not forwarded. TC messages are forwarded and only if the sender is in MS. So what this basically is telling us, only some nodes will send information about the network and only some links are advertised. And now this message is forwarded. So everybody will come to it. And then it's the link state protocol. So at the end of this, you can imagine we will have a routing. So can anybody tell me what will happen after this point? What does every node will have?
Nodes which would be transmitting the control information.
Right?
All the nodes would be knowing this pattern. Whenever they want to transmit all the control information.
Right, so uncontrolled information is, what is the control information? So it's not the root still. The control information, TC message is just this one. Links. Right? So in link state, you advertise all the links. In OLSR protocol, you only advertise links which are special, like this, by definition of MPR and MS. So everybody will now know some links. And now once you know this, you can find out the route. Okay, and that is what it is. So at the end, we will have this routing table. So we can consider the routing table. So let's go through this. Okay. So this is, actually we have already seen this, but we are not doing it for all the nodes. So MPR of 4 is 3 and 6. This is all, we all know this. What is MPR of 1? Can you see this one? Is this right or wrong? Can you see by definition of MPR? If MPR of 1 is 4, is it satisfying the condition of MPR? How is it doing so?
Sir, if it is connected to 4, the second hop relays are 3, 5 and 6.
Right? This is, so who is the second hop for 1?
3, 5, 6.
3, 5 and 6. Right? And which node? So it selected 4. So is it covering 3, 5 and 6? 3, 5 and 6. Right? So this is fine. MPR of 2. which is the 2 hop for 2? 4 and 5. If it selects 3, is it covering 4 and 5? Yes. Right. In pair of 3, which is the 2 hop for 3? 1 and 6. Is 7 2 hop from 3? No, it's 3 hop, right? So I should select somebody which can connect to for 1 and 6. Which is 4. Okay, we can go on like this. Okay, so this is NPR of every node, and then you can see now the MSC. Has anybody selected 1? Is there 1 here? There is no 1 here, right? So this is empty set. That's what I was saying. This set can be empty. Nobody has selected 2, so this set is empty. Let's see 3. 3 is here, 3 is here, 3 is here. So it is 2, 4 and 5. 2, 4 and 5. Okay. So 4 is here, here, here and here. So it is 1, 3, 5 and 6. 1, 3 and 5. Okay. So this is MPR set, this is MS set. So which nodes will be transmitting control messages now? Can you tell? 4, 3, 6. Take your time. So which nodes will be transmitting control messages?
3, 4, 6.
Why?
If you see the MS table, they are the non-empty sets, but
Right.
they're all the
Right. So these are the nodes which will send some information, which is controlled. 3, 4 and 6. Okay, rest, nobody selected 1, nobody selected 2, nobody selected 5, nobody selected 7. So they will not send any information, they will remain silent. Only 3, 4 and 6 will transmit something, and what that something is, so 3 will say something about 2, 3, 2, 4 and 2, 6, 2, 5. Sorry, sir. 3 will say about 2, 3, 4, 3 and 5, 3. Okay, so that information that 4, 5 and 2 are connected to 3 will be sent to everything. Here 1, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4 and 6, 4. These are the links and this will spread out in the entire network. And here 4, 6, 5, 6 and 7, 6. This will go throughout the network. So that's the only information everybody knows. So let's draw it. Or you can also try to draw it. Can you draw the network now after all these control messages? What does it look like? You now exercises using this and the control messages. How will the network look? Can you draw in your network? So you know the control messages, right? This is the control message. This is one and this one. You see how many links are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are total 10 links. If you just draw these 10 links and corresponding nodes, how does it look like? Has everybody drawn? Which link is drawn? This link is drawn. And right. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because there will be multiple of this, right? So it's, even though I said 10, there will be redundant information. Right?
bidirectionals are there.
Right. And so bidirectional, that's right. So 1 to 2 is never advertised. Right? You see. Because 2 is not here, and only time 1 is here, and it is connected to 4. Right? So this link is not advertised at all. And because this link is, nobody needs to use this link. What is the minimum hop? So let's see. If I want to reach 2, 1 can directly reach 2, 3 can directly reach 2. Okay, so that's not a problem. If 4 wants to reach 3, does it need to use 2? If 6 wants to reach any of these nodes, it doesn't need to use 2. This link, basically this link. 4 can reach, 6 can reach 4, 5, 3 like this, 1 like this and 2 like this, right? So it doesn't need to use this link. Now 7. 7 doesn't need to use link 1 and 2 for anything. So 6 and 7 is directly connected and everybody is through 6, right? This is it and this is it. Right? So you see, this link, even if we have not advertised, hasn't made any difference. Because this was a useless link. I don't need to use this link. I can go directly from any node to any node and I don't have to use at all. It's a redundant link. And that's why the protocol, if you look at the algorithm now and see how cleverly it has never talked about this link. And so it cuts down on the information. Right? And for a complex or big network, you can imagine there are so many links like this which you will never have to talk about. So that is how the protocol works. And now you can go through this example in detail. Whatever I have explained, it's the same thing now. So node 3 will generate a TC message saying this, node 4 will generate a TC message and node 6 will generate a TC message. So these are the nodes which will generate TC messages. And so which nodes are going to forward this TC message, you can see here, and then you see this link is missing at the end. If you go through all of this, and what you have already done is, this link is not advertised. Right? Only you advertise only this link, these other links. Right? And then every node can do the routing table computation at its end, because it knows the entire network. So for routing tables of 3, you see, 1 is if it wants to reach 1, its next hop is 2 hops away. For 2, it is directly connected. For 4, it is directly connected. 5 directly connected. 6, it will go through 4 or 5, and it is 2 hops away. And for 7, it is 4 or 5, and it is 3 hops. Right. So this is how every node will compute its routing table, and now you can go ahead with the route. So,
even for the game between 4 and 5 is not required.
for routing. So let's go. So who can use 7? So if you remove this link, what's going to happen?
1 will not reach 5.
So you have removed this, by the way. Afterwards you do want to remove one more. Now let's see.
1 will not reach 5.
So it can, because it knows that it's connected.
You will.
Cannot reach.
So, how many hops it will be? 1, 2 and 3. What is the minimum between 1 and 5? 2. And which lane will it use? Kathy? No? It has to use this.
So, but how come you remove like LCR 4 and you consider 5?
No, so first let's see the first question. The first question was, can I remove this link? We can't remove this link. Now the second question is,
MPR 4 does not include 5 in this.
okay, so let's see of MPR of 4. MPR of 4 is 3 and 6, that's fine. So it's not advertising, so it's not including 5 as its relay. But if you see here, so 5 is not included as a relay. So 5 will not act as a relay. Right? So that is a different thing than not included in relay. So 5 will not talk to anybody as far as TC messages are concerned. But this link is still used. That is a different question. There are two different things. Advertise the link or not, or whether you transmit TC messages. And the rules for selecting both are different. let's stop. No, let's not stop. So we just have one. So let's talk about the syllabus. Right? So the syllabus for the final exam will have the mobile IP part, 3 presentations that I have selected.
So how much percentage will it be like in the paper?
In the paper, right? So let me think. This is 1, this is 2, then this is 9. So by the way, there is one more part which is remaining after this. It's called AODV. So I will talk about AODV also. And then, so what did we do before this?
Wireless.
So wireless is mobile life. So you did Java ME, Android, and a paper, right? We give Peter's paper. Anything else? I think that's it, right?
Sir, Java ME or similarly.
Right, so we will not have this part, we will not
Android.
this part, we will not have this part. Okay. So we will just have Symbian and these. Now weightages. So I can't give you a fixed number because what will happen is if it is less or more, even little bit, I will get too many
So it would be
questions.
about the 3 presentations because
Right, so there are 4 parts, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can give 25, not 25% to Symbian. Symbian will be less. These 3. This will be around 20%. This is approximately around 20%. And the rest, since you are not asking, I am not giving.
So it will be equally divided in all the 3 presentations.
So all the presentations and the, I think video recordings are also online. You can go through them. And this will be the syllabus. So I'm not going to send an email, maybe you can, or anybody sees the video now will get to know what that weightage is. Even for me, I have to tell. Any more questions? No. Okay, so I already posted requirements for your report and final demo. So I don't remember the exact weightages, but it has far more weightage than midsim and proposal and anything. Okay. And this will be on, I think, last day of April, 28th April. Because I have learned that you have May 1st and 2nd you have demos and so on, some of you at least. Okay. I'm going to keep it on this day. I will announce some time schedule, so it's not like you come at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the night and do it. Okay. So I will give you some time slots. And you're expected to be calm and show everything in that time slot. If not possible, send me an email before. If you come late, then there will be penalty. For sure.
so can't we extend this
So I have learned that there are lots of other things going on for some students. May 1st and 2nd.
So everybody will be having classes.
Sir, I would have third.
Third is not possible. It's 30th, 1st or 2nd. Then I have to give the grades.
Let it be first and second both days. So maybe you can assign slots for 30th, first and second or 30th or and
So how many prefer April 30th? Now let me just take a vote. May 1st, 2nd, first is no, at least in this class. So I
You
this
can divide this on 2 days.
anything, is there anything on April 30th? for you?
No. So you can have like slots on both the days.
30th and 1st.
So because we have many groups, you can't also cover all the groups in single day.
There will be discrepancy if people are submitting the code.
You can ask the people to submit the
Submit it first and demo
No, no, so the submission will be before 30th. The deadline is you can't submit anything after 30th. So in fact it's 29th midnight.
Deadline. Please extend the deadline and then
Deadline extend on the demo with your extend okay.
deadline is
So deadline will be before the demo. I can't keep deadline after the demo because then you will be showing me something and submitting something and it will be different.
then 30th is fine.
So if deadline is
29th midnight is the deadline for report and everything.
30th deadline. Sir,
So
30th
keep it
midnight.
keep the deadline as 30th midnight. Then first and second page.
Maybe we can keep the deadline as 30th morning something. If we
Morning
have
se
Midnight. 30th midnight.
So let me, right now it is April 30th because yeah, the more people I ask, I will get more opinions.
So you reach the deadline for the submission of the code, like 30th midnight or maybe 5 p.m. or something.
So deadline will be before you show me the demo. I can't give you deadline after
You
that.
can take the demos on first.
Yes, that's 9 a.m.
9 a.m. would be, yeah, I will do it so that it's not midnight. I will give enough time to that. Just before you show me the demo, there will be
So that
deadline.
if people are not comfortable on giving the demo on first, then half of the people can give it on 30th, and those who have to do it on first, they can have the deadline.
So deadline in, I cannot say deadline for two in different deadlines. Demos we can. So let me, so I said for now it is April 30th. I can add May 1st.
9
9 a.m. is fine. I can do that and I can put first May also, but let me just see my schedule and so on. So this is the syllabus, this is the project. You have to submit a report.
And then even if it is first, can we give it then first 9 a.m. At least we have a
If it is first, it's April 30th, I want to see some demos. And I don't want to keep at the last moment because there will be just mad rush at the end.
So but keep the demo on first May only if we can give the submission of the code then, if we can increase that deadline. Otherwise there is no.
That's fine. I don't think so. Now we have done this whole project for a semester. One day here and there, I think a few hours here and there is not going to add or do something. And you should be working. Expected is you work it throughout the semester, not for last 8 hours. So that's it. And your final exam is on Monday, 2:30, April 23rd. Okay, it will be 2 hours unless if I reduce it, but as the institute policy is mostly it is 2 hours. I will also keep it 2 hours, not less than 2 hours. Or not more than 2 hours. Okay, and the last one is AODV, and this is exactly the distance vector protocol with some modifications. But I will not go through it today because it will, whatever you have understood very nicely, OLSR, this is totally different. I don't want to confuse you with a new protocol, right? So this we'll talk in the next class, in one class, and then that's it. That's going to be it.